So yeah, we're actually getting straight into a tournament. We're like coming into like Fire Brigade. This is like very interesting. The only other manga that I can really see that does this kind of stuff is like Black Clover, like immediately moving on. Like it was like the first couple of like chapters and it was like already into like the exams sort of like going in. And I feel like this is the one of the things that we got into this one because this was a pretty lengthy chapter for like technically the chapter 2 of the series when we get to see like Shinra, he's there, you know, he's like, oh yeah, I feel pretty good after that first mission. I feel pretty brave. And finding out that we're getting another new recruit from that generations, and turned out this guy's name is Arthur, who's an old kind of rival of Shinra, and he was like, oh, I'm the king of knights, and stupid is like, no, knights are bullshit, heroes are called, like, it's very weird that these two are like having this weird like conflict saying which is better, fucking knights or heroes, and like, they're the same fucking thing pretty much. It's just like, he's got all this chivalry and stuff. It's like, alright, well, you two fuckers are gonna have a little bit of the training match. You two are pretty much go against Maki, which this is where the whole thing was like we kind of found out more about exactly all three of the powers, and it turns out, you know, there's 3 places where people can go, like come from to actually get recruited, where you can go from, like you can actually come from like the nuns and stuff, like where we saw as well, like that's where like some of them come sort of from the training schools, which, you know, that's pretty much where, you know, Shinra and Arthur came from. Or you can go from like where Maki's side of the things was, she actually used to be like military or something. She used to have like some combat prowess against it. Like she's like there nullifying and like also sort of taking people's flames and making those weird little kind of like weird little flame ball things that are like supposed to be these little adorable things. It kind of really reminds me of like Blue Exorcist, like especially with Shemi. She kept making that little thing called Chi or She or something like that, which was like a little plant thing. It kind of reminded me of that she's able to manipulate it and then turn it into this giant fucking soul eater moon. And I'm like, yeah, definitely see that inspiration. Meanwhile, while we saw, because like pretty much nullified everything in Shinra, like just taking his flames and just like his feat abilities are just completely useless. So it's like if they actually go against a group that has someone from like her kind of abilities like that, then they're pretty much fucked. Because like, I mean, she's the nullifier of the group. She's able to take flames and then kind of make it into her own power. That's kind of like her second generation ability. Meanwhile, when we saw with Arthur, which he really does remind you a lot of Mifune from Soul Eater, because he has like his hair like pulled back and everything. It's like he actually has the ability to like manipulate his sword like and turn it into a flame, which is a very interesting thing. I really do like his power more over Shinra's just seemed like, oh, I just got like the demon's feet or something like that. And when he sees it, like, it's like she couldn't actually manipulate, she couldn't like actually nullify because of how strong it was. It was like plasma cutting, like that was how strong like the heat was coming off that blade, so she actually had to manipulate the blades. And it was like, overall, it was like they were having a little bit of joke around, like saying, oh, you bitch, and all that, like calling her like the witch of the whole thing. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, when we saw that little bit of her looking like the witch and all that, and I preferred that design, I was like, can we just have Blair or something like that back from like Sonya? Like, she's alright, like from what we've seen of her so far. She's definitely more the badass like person on the team, but it's like definitely with this tournament they were kind of setting up, oh yeah, here's a new competitor, this is the sort of people that you're gonna see, like, and honestly it was a decent chapter. Like nothing too much special could be said about it. I mean, it was pretty lengthy for like what the fight that we got. I really absolutely loved that sort of like giant fireball. It was just like that one of the other members just came in, he's just every time he was like just like getting a fire extinguisher, just pouring water on that, like that poor little innocent little fireball just dies. It just murdered it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that is horrifically horrible just to even see that. I mean, overall, yeah, I mean, we got a rival for Shinra, like, so far, it's pretty interesting series. Like, we just have to wait and see where more is going. Like, maybe this tournament might, you know, change a lot of people's perspectives on the series, and hopefully, you know, it'll go really uphill. Like, I mean, I'm still definitely keeping my hopes up, just mainly because of the fact that it's like, you know, Soul Eater was a little bit slow at first, and I really enjoyed, like, last week's chapter, and this one was pretty decent, so I can't wait to see more. I'd give this one a 6 and 6.5. I thought it was a fine chapter. Like, it was pretty good, and I did like the combat that was going for it. I think Shinra kind of needs to, like, he needs something a little bit more right now, because honestly, from what I'm seeing, every other character I like more at the moment than the main one, and that's kind of like 3 chapters in. I mean, I know it's like very early on, but since we're considering near a month's worth of material, I kind of want to start liking the character instead of like, I'm the hero, I'm the main character. Like, everyone else I find is more interesting than him. But yeah, we'll have to see what's going to happen like later on in the series. But that's all for me, so thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.